Nanados Podcast.
The Nanados Podcast.
This is year 2021, and you are joining me here on the Nanados podcast. Nanadosers, thank you so much for tuning in. Another year here on another episode for the Nanados podcast. Man, it feels so good to be back. It feels good to be recording and to be just chit-chatting around my mic in my little mini studio with you. I am so thrilled. I'm so happy. I am forever indebted to all your listens. You have been supporting the Nanados podcast, and big up to everybody who has tuned in, even if it's just one episode to just check me out. I still appreciate it, and man, I still respect and love you guys for that. Can we just stop for a moment though and reflect on year 2020? What a year that was. That was rather a year of learning. It was a year of obedience, a year of stillness. It was a year to find our identity. It was a year to find our hidden talents. It was a year of re-examination, of authenticity. It was a year where we see the need to appreciate our families and our close friends. We saw the need to appreciate what we have, where we are in life. And might we take that same energy into 2021? We can still love our families unconditionally. We can still love and treasure our talents. We can now nurture our talents. We can walk into purpose with our heads held high. We can look to the future knowing that it will be brighter one day, maybe today. Are you putting in the work to have a better future today? Are your mind and actions in sync? Are you walking in your light and in your truth, in God's truth? Are you being who you are to be? I hope that your answers are yes. And I really do hope that you pay close attention to everything that we're talking about today, because this episode is really a reflection episode. We want to just reflect for a minute. I remember when I was entering year 2020, because I do remember speaking of year 2019, and I gave a brief synopsis. It was a very brief synopsis of a few things I went through in year 2019. And I walked into year 2020 with the word restoration. And I remember entering year 2020 with the hope of reclaiming everything that the enemy took from me in year 2019. And it was just one of those testaments where I thought that, man, everything was gonna come back as I hoped for, in that particular order, because I was trusting in God. I was clinging onto all his promises. I was having faith. I believed, most importantly, I believed that everything was gonna work according to my will, because my will and God's will is in tune. Whoops. No, this is funny, and a lot of times we're in situation and we think that our will, because we have good intentions, we want to succeed, and we want that degree, and we want that job, we want that husband, we want that marriage, we want that career. And because it's pure, our intentions are pure, because we want to walk in light, in his light, we believe sometimes that our will and God's will are the same. And most times, it ain't the same. Sometimes, it's not toe-to-toe. And the year 2020 has taught me that even though my intentions were pure, it didn't necessarily mean that it was the will of God. And so, restoration nonetheless was my word, and I went through all of 2020 clinging on to that restoration. I remember, however, at the end of year 2020, when I was reflecting, and I was like, well, let's see, what has been restored unto me? Was anything restored? And I started to look and I started to reflect. And in retrospect, I realized that my heart's desires were granted unto me. Not in the order that I thought, not in the way that I thought or expected, but everything that I was hoping to receive in year 2020 was indeed given unto me in year 2020. Seriously. And at some point, I didn't even realize that my heart's desires had been given unto me. And so maybe restoration is not your word for 2021, because now I have a new word for year 2021, and that word is intentional. I plan to be intentional in everything I say, I do, my finances, my spiritual growth, my health, my fitness, my education, my side hustles. Listen, I plan to be intentional in life, in everything I do and say. And so I don't know what your word is. I don't know if you even do this thing, a word for the year. Who does that? But if you do, y'all can join me with the word intentional. We can grow from it. And when we look back, when this year would have been over, and when you look back at year 2021, may we say that we lived our best life, our best 2021, because we were intentional. Yeah, he's intentional, never changing, all things working for my good. Hey, cause he's intentional, never failing. Yeah, that was one of my jams when that song just released. But yes, guys, Nana Dose is back, and I'm really happy to be bringing back new content to you guys. The structure might have changed a little in terms of clips. Do you remember when I usually insert some clips depending on the topic we're speaking of, and I do usually get specific thoughts on different subjects? Well, I've decided to cut that out. I prefer to now have guests, and so you'll be hearing more guests from all over, just discussing whatever issue or topic that, we would be set to discuss for that episode. So look out for that. I look out for that change. Now, as I said before, I know you guys have been supporting the Nana Dose podcast, right? Y'all listening and y'all tuning in week after week. But there are some other things you can do to actually continue help to support us. We are a community of people, and there are some things that you can do to definitely help the growth, because that's one thing that we're aiming for here in year 2021, the growth of the Nana Dose podcast. You can start by rating us. Now, most persons nowadays have the good Apple, yes, and we have iPhones and iPads and Mac computers, and hey, for the Androidians, so like myself, the Samsungers, yes, in the building, we too like to use Google Podcasts. We use all these different platforms to listen to Nana Dose. And so I'm urging you guys, and this is a literal plea from the bottom of my heart, I am pleading with you guys to please rate this podcast. All right, give me some 5 stars and just join the community. 5 stars, wink 5 stars rating. I'm having too much fun emphasizing that 5 stars. Help me to grow this podcast for real. And then when you have rated the podcast, just subscribe, so every episode that comes out, hey, you'll be notified. Please, those are the first 2 things I'm pleading with you. Rate the podcast and then subscribe to the podcast. No, what we're doing, we're supporting the Nana Dose podcast. And then I want you to leave some feedback and reviews, please. For most podcast hosts, like the aforementioned Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, etc., usually they have places for you to just leave like literal comments. And so I'm asking you to please leave some comments, leave some reviews, so I can really find out where your mind space in terms of where the podcast is, because I want to hear from you. And if you're listening on a platform that doesn't allow you to leave a feedback, you can always email me. My email address is podcastnanadosed@gmail.com. podcastnanadosed@gmail.com. Alright, so email me. Don't be afraid to email me. And yeah, we just do it, If you've been doing all of those things and you still want to support the Nana Dose podcast, hey, you can still support the Nana Dose podcast by really and truly helping the funding of the podcast. Let's be honest. Certain things aren't cheap. The equipment, microphones, speakers, mixing board, etc. Yo, these things aren't cheap. People spend literally hundreds of US dollars and even thousands on good quality equipment. And there are so many other things that comes into the production of a good podcast. And so today, if you really want to support the thing, yeah man, you can always support me directly through PayPal at Ashiva 2020. And I'll be putting some of this information in the description so you're not baffled as to what was said, right? So yeah man, if you want to support the podcast directly, I am free and open to all contributions, so you can always PayPal something over. And even on Anchor, that's my hosting platform, they allow you to send a set contribution every month. And if you're up for that as well, yeah, do it. If it's $1 a month, if it's $5 a month, whatever it is, I'll appreciate it. Your generous contributions will definitely be appreciated. So don't be afraid to support us financially. We're a community once more, and I'm benefited. At the end of the day, you're benefited. So it's a win-win for everybody. Literally, it's a win-win for me. It's a win-win for you. And if you have been doing all those things, you've been contributing to the Nana Dose podcast, you have been giving feedbacks, you've been rating, you can just keep listening, keep downloading. Once you keep listening and once you are there with me, then we can grow together. But once more guys, new content, good discussions are coming in year 2021, and I'm excited to bring it to you. I'm excited to bring my thoughts and my views to you. So guys, this is 2021. This is the Nana Dose podcast. This is just an introductory episode to really get us back on track, to really set the pace for what's coming. And I wish nothing but the best for you here in year 2021, and may all your aspirations, all your goals be attained. May you receive everything that you've set out to receive. Most importantly, may your hearts be in the right place. We need more pure-hearted people in this world. We need more genuine people. We don't want to be fake, but we want to be true, and we want to remain true in our purpose. And that's how I will leave this episode. We want to be true. We want to be intentional in purpose in year 2021. So this is my prayer, this is my plea, and I hope you guys will really and truly join me here on the Nana Dose podcast week after week. We just build and have a vibe and learn and be educated, be informed, be uplifted. That's really the whole goal at the end of the day. Thank you for listening today, and looking forward for your support in its entirety. Looking forward to hear from you. Looking forward to build that wonderful relationship with you as a community. And I am once more very thankful for you. Thanks for tuning in. You have been Nana Dosed.